What's good, YouTube? This is RPU here, and I'm back again with another video. And guys, major developments are coming to Flare Finance. The fundamentals of experimental finance have never looked better as the EXFI token rips to the upside, up 85% in the past 2 days. With new added features of utility, Flare Finance's hackathon coming to a close, and the release of the alpha phase of their new products getting closer and closer, I thought I would take the time to share with the community some of their progress and decisions towards building a multi-chain DeFi economy. But first, I would like to start this presentation off with a Japanese proverb. Nana kurobi ya oki. Fall down 7 times, stand up 8. Never give up hope. Always strive for more. Your focus isn't on the reality in front of you, but on a greater vision that may not be reality yet. I want to give a shout out to all my ninjas and samurais who have been on this journey with me, on the grind, week after week, staking our Songbird assets and accumulating SFIN. Even after the depegging of Canary Dollar, we persevered, and it's looking like our hard work and dedication is starting to pay off with this DFLR airdrop. After the last epoch, I am 19 weeks into Flare Finance, going into week 20. How has your experience with Flare Finance been going for you? Are you making a profit? Are you buying the dip on any Songbird related assets? Let me know in the comments. Now, in case you missed it, there have been 4 community updates from Flare Finance. I decided that before I talk about episode 4, I'd bring my subscribers up to date on the first 3. Highlighting all the major points of improvement to the system. Starting with Season 1, Episode 1, we have the new FTSO Reward Manager contract, which now distributes Songbird delegation rewards with 99.934% accuracy. If you've been experimenting with Flare Finance, you know there have been weeks where they've had issues distributing our Songbird delegation rewards to us on time. There were times where people were getting rewards who weren't even staking. There were times where we didn't get our rewards on time, sometimes for several weeks. But Flare Finance made up for that, worked out the kinks, and now with this new FTSO Reward Manager contract, you should get your Songbird delegation rewards on time every time, and now with 99.934% accuracy. We have real-time data for Flare Index and Flare X, including full trading, price, and chart history. The Songbird USD price is now submitted through DeFi oracles to the FTSO manager, allowing the Songbird price feed for Flare loans to now be based on a decentralized price provider rather than an internal price feed. And we also have the cost-on network testing of Flare Finance products. Moving on to episode 2, we have a new Flare X swap pool to allow swapping directly between EXFI and SFIN. Now, the EXFI token will be usable as a fee replacement token on Flare X. Flare X will feature a toggle that will allow the user to use EXFI to pay the 0.3% swap fee rather than pay the fee in the swap token. So more utility for EXFI. You know, when you buy on Coinbase, let's say you buy $100 worth of Bitcoin and Coinbase takes a fee and you get like $90 worth of Bitcoin. Imagine if you had the option to like buy $100 worth of Bitcoin but pay that fee in Ethereum. That's kind of like what you're doing with the EXFI token here. Because like you want to be able to get $100 worth of Bitcoin, you know, without that fee. So you can pay that fee in another token in Flare Finance, you know, with EXFI. But my question I have is, where does this swap fee go? Is this swap fee given to the people who provide liquidity? Or is this swap fee burned? Because if this swap fee is burned, then the supply of EXFI will be getting smaller and smaller. And there's already a very small supply. So if you know, let me know in the comments, because I'm holding on to my EXFI. I'm bullish on EXFI. So we have DFLR staking has been removed from Wrap Songbird loans. DFLR staked in loans will no longer receive rewards. The Flare Finance Samurai, DFLR competition is over. And the Samurai NFTs for the DFLR competition will be burned from the Ethereum network and minted on the Songbird network. Winners will either have their NFT automatically sent to their winning address, or their NFT will be claimable on Flare drops when launched. So, shout out to all those people who participated and got DFLR, man. Season 1, Episode 3. The EXFI loans price feed algorithm updated to protect the loan system from malicious price pumps while maintaining fidelity to price drops. This is good, so people won't be able to manipulate and exploit the system. Now, the EXFI SFIN liquidity pool is currently paying out the top farm rate of over 140% APY in SFIN rewards. Wow, that's crazy. I may have to move my EXFI and my SFIN over to this new pool. 140% APY? That's crazy. That's even more SFIN, Now, DFLR staking has been replaced with EXFI staking in Wrap Songbird loans. So that's even more utility for the EXFI token. You got EXFI being used as a swap fee token, a replacement fee token, right? Then we have the EXFI SFIN liquidity pool. And then we have EXFI staking in Wrap Songbird loans. So there's so much utility for this token. In my opinion, I really don't think there's going to be enough to go around. That's my opinion though. That's why I'm bullish on EXFI. Now, Flare Finance is going to launch on the Flare network. Like, that's big. Like, that's big, y'all. Like, I thought Flare Finance was just going to be on Songbird, right? But this whole time, Flare Finance has been working out the kinks in preparation to launch on Flare. And that means Flare Finance is going to be multi-chain. And this is going to bring so many different opportunities. Just imagine, through Flare's Layer Cake and Songbird Stake Connector, any person, any blockchain will be able to bridge over any asset of value and interact with Flare Finance. And they're going to be exposed to the EXFI token. They're going to be exposed to the Songbird token. And so, like, you're going to have millions of people from different blockchains all trying to get their hands on EXFI. And that's why I really believe that there's not going to be enough to go around. The total supply is 110 million. Like, this is like one of the smallest token supplies I've seen. Like, okay, Elysian had 1 billion tokens. Corium has 500 million tokens. Sologenic has 400 million tokens, I believe. And now EXFI has 110 million tokens. Like, this is the smallest token supply that I've seen. And so, with so many people going to be after the EXFI token, the demand is going to reflect with a high price. The price has to go up, basically. So, and then we have Flare Wrap and Flare Drops going online between quarter 2 and quarter 3. Now with Flare Wrap, you'll be able to wrap tokens and also bring them onto the Songbird network and Flare Finance. So we're going to have multiple ways to bridge value over with Flare Wrap, Layer Cake, and the Songbird Stake Connector. And Flare Drops, we're going to talk about Flare Drops more in this presentation. There was also an AMA interview from Flare Finance where they addressed many things, including the stablecoin controversy, Samurai NFTs, and many other upcoming products that were being added to their suite. I want to give a shout out to Flintstone and Bannock. It's nice to see the faces behind the screen names that I'm following on Twitter. Flare Finance is headquartered in Greece. That's cool, man. I would love to visit someday. I got my passport ready. If you haven't watched this interview, it's 25 minutes long. I would suggest that you watch it. There's great information, being shared to the community by two cool people, Shout out to Bannock. He had received a lot of heat in the beginning, but he never stopped working, man. And I'm really, really looking forward to all the new developments of Flare Finance, man. And now that I've brought you up to speed, I can take you back to the future and talk about Season 1, Episode 4. Let's talk about EXFI loans and the Canary Dollar controversy. When we released our last community update, Episode 3, we had anticipating it being the last one before we celebrated the solution to the EXFI loan situation and the Canary Dollar peg. We had entered final testing of our technical solution and had an economic plan which had been audited and tested. We began Monday, May 9th, 2022, with the intention of implementing both fixes, only to watch transfixed as the bottom fell out of the crypto market, dragging us all down with the collapse of UST. Yeah, man. Transfixed, man. It was hard to look away from that chart, man. Chart looking crazy, going from 120 to 0. Obviously, to some, this was reminiscent of what had happened with Canary Dollar. Tell me about it. Seemed like Canary Dollar was the first one to lose its peg. However, the UST stablecoin system functions very differently from Flare loans and Canary Dollar. We remain confident in the underlying security of the liquidity protocol, and we're heartened to see how well liquidity and liquidity forks such as Yeti Finance handled the extreme volatility and downward pressure on their stablecoins. The problems we have experienced with Canary Dollar are technical in nature and not an underlying vulnerability of the protocol. With that said, we have been making updates to the protocol to help it function more securely and with less volatility in the fast transaction, low fee, low liquidity environment we are using it in, the Songbird network. When full functionality is restored, Flare loans will be more secure than ever before. We will continue to improve the protocol as we learn and grow as a team and a community. Unfortunately, we had to take a step back from implementing the fix for loans. The extreme volatility in the market makes implementing our economic solution risky at best at this time. Risky at best. However, we are taking steps and introducing features which we believe will help stabilize EXFI and the system as a whole, allowing us to move forward once again. As always, we will keep building. So guys, they have a fix to this glitch, this EXFI loans glitch and the Canary Dollar peg. If Canary Dollar can regain its peg, that would be big. Canary Dollar could be a stablecoin that could be trusted by the community. People could have faith and confidence in Canary Dollar if Canary Dollar can regain its peg. That would be big. And then we would be able to use Canary Dollar like we want to use it, with EXFI loans, with Canary X in the Alpha DAO. Like, I'm really looking forward to them fixing this glitch so we can, move forward with the development of Flare Finance. The DAO Flare Airdrop. Are you ready for some more free money? Guys, ain't nothing like it, man. Ain't nothing like it, man. we just winning, man. We just don't stop winning. I've been winning since 2019, man. That's what I'm gonna tell them. When I get rich, I'm gonna tell them I've been winning since 2019. Now, concerning the DFLR airdrop, this is what they said. The EXFI airdrop on Songbird was an educational experience in both market and community reaction. As with all things, Songbird has taught us lessons that we'll leverage to improve and perfect the experience of using Flare Finance on the Flare network. Like, all of this that we have been going through is all for preparation for Flare Finance to launch on the Flare network. Like, this is big. Like, everything that we've learned, all those skills, staking our Songbird assets, earning a yield in SFIN, all those skills will be able to transfer over to the Flare network as we continue to earn passive income just doing the same thing on Flare, with F assets. And with Layer Cake and Songbird Stake Connector, right? We'll be able to bridge our assets back and forth across each network, and leverage the value of those assets. It's going to be lit. It's going to be lit, I'm telling you. Especially if you have big bags, man. I'm telling you. With the approach of the proposed launch date for Flare, July 4th, it's going to be fireworks. We have made some decisions with how we will handle the DFLR airdrop. Before Songbird was announced, we had decided to perform the DFLR airdrop based on the holdings of the Flare token. Yeah, so the snapshot for the Spark token was in 2020, I believe, right? And once Flare was launched, there's going to be a snapshot. There was going to be a snapshot of who had Spark tokens. And you would receive DFLR if you held Spark at the time of the snapshot. Now, they say we will still honor this commitment, but we will expand the airdrop to include EXFI holders. Shout out to all my EXFI holders out there. Aren't you glad you bought that dip, man? Man, winning. The reason for this decision is twofold. So look, we're going to get DFLR for holding Spark, and we're going to get DFLR for holding EXFI. So that's double the DFLR. So, the reason for this decision is twofold. One, we believe it makes sense to give greater governance weight to those who are actively participating in Flare Finance product testing on Songbird. Shout out to all my samurais and my ninjas. EXFI holders have a vested interest in the success of the platform and have shown a commitment to the community and what we are building. 2. Dropping DFLR solely to Spark holders, remember FLR is Spark, risks a repeat of the market behavior that led to the significant price crash of Songbird post EXFI airdrop. It quickly became apparent that there were a significant number of Songbird holders who had bought and held Songbird solely for the EXFI airdrop, and then they dumped it. This was not something we had anticipated, as we believed in the value of the Songbird network and had expected other projects to quickly begin building on the network and bringing additional value. Shout out to Canary X. By reducing the DFLR airdrop percentage going to Spark token holders, we hope to reduce market volatility around the airdrop. So if you hold EXFI, you're going to get DFLR. And on top of the DFLR that you're getting for holding Spark. So that's like two airdrops right there. Winning. So, accordingly, DFLR will be distributed in the following way. 40 million DFLR/YFLR will be locked for APY staking rewards. 20 million DFLR/YFLR will be granted to the Flare Finance Foundation for governance usage. 10 million DFLR/YFLR will be granted to the Flare Finance team with 12 months vesting. So, they won't be able to just dump it on you. That's good. 1 million DFLR has already been paid out as Flare Finance Songbird rewards for those people who participated in the DFLR competition, right? But now, 9 million DFLR will be airdropped to the Spark holders. And 30 million DFLR will be airdropped to the EXFI holders. So look, more DFLR is going to the EXFI holders, those who have a vested interest in the Songbird network, who have been participating in Flare Finance. We are being rewarded for our hard work, dedication, and loyalty. That's what's up, man. Shout out to the EXFI holders, man. We are winning. The 30 million DFLR airdrop to EXFI holders will include the current foundation and APY Cloud EXFI holdings. Another lesson learned was on the manner in which we performed the snapshot for the airdrop. After seeing the impact of that snapshot on the Songbird market, we have decided to perform a random snapshot of Spark and EXFI holders after Flare network launches. This snapshot will not be announced or publicized, and we will not be announcing when it is complete. Wow. We will announce the snapshot either when we announce the airdrop date or after the airdrop has been concluded. We look forward to the resurgence of when. You already know the answer. So, when DFLR? After the launch of Flare. There will be a random snapshot of both Spark holders and EXFI holders. So this is how it's going to go down. So, if Flare launches July 4th, we should be getting our Spark tokens real soon, right after that. Real soon, right? There will be a random snapshot of those Spark tokens, everyone who holds Spark. It's going to be random, so you won't know. They're not going to announce it. So, if you really want this DFLR, buy some EXFI, buy some Spark, ASAP, If you participated in, the Spark token airdrop, the snapshot that happened around 2020, then you should be receiving your Spark pretty soon after the launch of Flare. And those of us who have been participating in Flare Finance on the Songbird network, some of us bought the dip on EXFI, so we're going to be getting double the DFLR. So, yeah. When will you be getting your DFLR airdrop? Sometime after the launch of Flare. And there will be a random snapshot. So this is, you're probably wondering, what is the utility of DFLR? This is from the Flare Finance white paper. The initial airdrop will consist of our DAO claim token, DAOFLare, or called DFLR. DFLR is a ticket used to claim your airdrop utility tokens and membership into the Flare Finance ecosystem. Once DFLR is received, users can visit the claim page to claim their YFLR after reviewing a set of tutorials and agreeing to a set of basic terms and conditions outlining the risks associated with the usage of a decentralized application and the various recommended optional responsibilities associated with holding yield flare. Wow. So, understand that it's experimental finance. But when you get this DFLR, you're going to swap it for YFLR. And when you get this Y flare, you're going to stake that Y flare, and you're going to be earning a yield in SFIN, as far as I understand it. But everything, all of the skills that we've learned on the Songbird network in Flare Finance, they're going to transfer directly over to Flare Finance. So as I understand it, it's like kind of the same thing, but like different token names. So like YFlare is kind of like EXFI, and YFIN is basically SFIN on the Songbird network. And then you have your Spark token, and then you have your Songbird token. So like there's like three main tokens on each network. On the Flare network, you got Spark, YFlare, and YFIN. And on Songbird, you got Songbird, EXFI, and SFIN. And then on top of that, we're going to be bridging over all different kind of assets with Flare Network Layer Cake and the Songbird State Connector. That's why I keep telling y'all, man, it's going to be lit, man. I wonder how I'm going to be able to leverage my XRP on the Flare Network, man. That's what I want to see. I want to see what I can do. So let's talk about EXFI lockup pools. Even more utility for the EXFI token. Even more utility. Now, following a similar line of thinking, we will be introducing EXFI lockup farm pools. These pools will feature boosted SFIN rewards, but will require the staker to lock their EXFI into the pool for a period of time. We are still working on the details of the lockup periods and reward weights, but we anticipate these pools being a rewarding place to hodl your EXFI as we work to launch governance and the APY cloud. So, even more utility for EXFI. Like, I'm already staking in Flare Finance, so it wouldn't be much of a difference for me if I locked them up, for a boosted amount of SFIN, because it's already just sitting on Flare Finance. I might as well, get the most amount of yield that I can get. I mean, the EXFI SFIN liquidity pool is offering 140% APY in SFIN, right? Then you have this EXFI lockup pool. I'm wondering how much APY they're offering. They said they're offering boosted rewards. How long are we talking about locking them up for? 3 months, 6 months, a year? Like, I mean, whatever they're offering, I mean, I'm already staking, I mean, I don't mind staking for a year, leaving it locked up for a year. And you know what? Like, that's going to take up even more EXFI off the market. Like, I'm telling you, like, there's only 110 million EXFI tokens, right? And Flare Finance is going to be multi-chain. So you're going to have people from multiple different blockchains coming to Flare Finance, buying up EXFI. And there's only 110 million tokens. There's not going to be enough to go around. There's going to be EXFI locked up in these locked up pools. There's going to be EXFI used as fee replacement tokens. There's going to be EXFI in the EXFI SFIN liquidity pool getting 140% APY yield on their SFIN. There's not going to be enough SFIN to go around. There's going to be people using SFIN to take out loans in Canary dollars. There's not going to be enough SFIN to go around. And then it's going to be used as a governance token and used in the APY cloud, man. So much utility. So much utility, not enough tokens. Let's talk about Flare drops on the Coston network. Now, Flare drops is almost here. We are currently working to launch and test various elements of drops on the Coston test network. We are hoping to open up the test platform for our community to beta test in the next few weeks. We expect the test period to last for 1 to 2 weeks. Assuming no significant issues are found, we will then be prepared to launch the MVP of Flare drops on Songbird. The MVP will have limited functionality at launch, with the complete feature list to be added over time as testing is concluded for each feature. Much more information to come. So, there's 3 different networks: the Coston network, the Songbird network, and the Flare network. Projects start on the Coston network, which is a network that has no real money value. You can create unlimited tokens. Then, once they feel like they're ready, they will move up to the Songbird network, where we will be able to experiment with it and interact with it with real world money value, you know? And then, once they work out the kinks on the Songbird network and they feel like they're ready, they will launch on the Flare network, which is the ultimate goal, man. And like we're right in the Songbird network is like right in the middle, so it's kind of like right where we want to be, because like we'll be the first ones to interact with all the new products, and we'll be able to get first-hand experience, which will correlate and transfer over to the Flare network. Now, what is Flare Drops? Flare Drops is the 7th module for the Flare Finance ecosystem, developed to offer an in-house NFT solution. Flare Drop will allow users of Flare Finance to trade and participate in auctions for various NFTs, hand-curated from artists by the foundation themselves. Additionally, users can trade various NFTs placed on the market by holders of the DeLorean NFTs, making the DeLorean NFT a form of gatekeeper for upcoming artists hoping to see their artistic works hosted on the platform. I'm going to get one of these DeLorean NFTs, man. Holders of the DeLorean NFT who receive NFTs from up-and-coming artists can then choose to sell the NFT on the market. This whitelists the NFT collection and opens the market to allow trading for other NFTs in that specific collection. So, you will get, if you hold a DeLorean NFT, you will get NFT drops, which you can then sell on the market if you want to. 1, 2, 3. So let's talk about the benefits and the reasons why you want to hold one of these DeLorean NFTs. The DeLorean NFT offers many benefits to its holders relative to the new Flare Drops module. Initially serving as a subscription token, the DeLorean NFT will also offer a number of great benefits, including discounts across the new module, free bonus NFT drops that can be used and traded within the module, access to private NFT sales offered by exclusive artists on the new module, and stakeable. The DeLorean NFTs are stakeable on the new module to access various yield opportunities. So, me trying to get the maximum amount of yield that I possibly can, I'm going to want to own one of these DeLorean NFTs. I'm wondering, will these DeLorean NFTs be able to be bridged across chain as well with Flare Finance's Layer Cake and the Songbird State Connector? If you know, let me know in the comments. Now, the DeLorean NFT will begin at a supply of 7,777. At 12 p.m. CET time, the team will burn 10% of the remaining available supply for sale. This means the DeLorean NFT will become more scarce as the sale goes on. Each NFT will go for 0.1 ETH, plus any gas fees needed to complete the transaction. I hate Ethereum's gas fees. And will be available to trade on OpenSea and Rarible once purchased from the buy page on Rarible. So they started at 0.1 ETH. When I went to OpenSea, I seen that the NFTs are going for 0.17 ETH right now. So the price went up. And as more people are exposed to Flare Finance through both the Songbird network and the Flare network, they're going to want to hold one of these DeLorean NFTs, and so they're going to be bought up. And so there's not going to be enough to go around. Like, the price of these DeLorean NFTs may start at 0.1 ETH, but they may become priceless in the future. So here are my final thoughts on experimental finance, Flare Finance, and the EXFI token. Just look at all this utility. We have the EXFI SFIN swap pool, EXFI used as a fee replacement token. The EXFI lockup pools with boosted SFIN rewards. EXFI staking and wrap Songbird loans. The EXFI SFIN liquidity pool, which is offering 140% APY and SFIN rewards. And my favorite fundamental of them all, the token supply. There's only 110 million EXFI tokens. So much utility, not enough tokens. There's not going to be enough EXFI to go around. And as more people, millions of people from multiple different blockchains bridge their assets over to the Flare network and the Songbird network through Layer Cake and the State Connector, they will be exposed to Flare Finance, and they're going to want to hold EXFI in order to earn that yield. And so I'm bullish on EXFI. So much utility, not enough tokens. Let me know what you think in the comments. And so that's the end of my presentation. You're all caught up on Flare Finance. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. This video was brought to you in partnership with IO Trust and the Decent family. Pull your crypto off the exchanges. With the Decent Biometric hardware wallet, you can store all of your favorite Songbird assets. You can access Flare Finance through the Decent app's Web 3.0 browser, and you can also view your NFTs that you purchased on the Songbird network through the Decent app. These wallets are going for $160, but if you use my referral link in the description of this video, I can get you $50 off, man. I got the plug, man. Pull your crypto off the exchanges. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is RPU, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Free the Songbird. # retweet me.